Hello, Fudsters. We're going live here in about 5 minutes. I'm Brad Richard, and I want to welcome everybody to the live stream. We have several people that are joining us, and we'll get started here in about 5 minutes. It looks like I'm going to try to keep up with the chat. Andrea, welcome, and looks like people are coming into the room, so that's good. I still haven't got a selfie stick, so it's going to wobble a little bit. Hi there, Dr. Tachi. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. Jade just joined, and it looks like we got some people coming in. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate it. And MJ just joined. Welcome. Welcome, everybody, to the Life Coach Q&A session. And we have some things to cover today. We're going to do some Q&A, and then we have a poll that stay to the very end, because there's going to be a poll at the end that I encourage you to participate in the poll. So welcome, everybody. We got about 8 or 9 people, okay, that are popping into the live stream. And Emma just joined. Welcome, Emma. And let me see if I can study this a little bit so you guys don't get seasick during this live stream. Want to welcome everybody. My name is Brad Richard, and I'm going to host the live stream. And I hope we get a good group of people today. Bernard just joined. Welcome. And we'll give it a couple minutes here. We got about 3 minutes before we go live. And just want to encourage everybody. If you have questions, you're welcome, Bernard. If you have questions, when we get to the Q&A section, just type out, raise your hand, join me on the live stream. Just let me know what your question is, and I'll do my best to try to answer it. Just so everyone knows, I am a certified master life coach. I have multiple certifications in life coaching, which include 3 master certifications in life coaching. I'm also a podcast host, a 3-time author, public speaker, mentor, and on and on and on. So you can check out my website at bradrichard.net if you want to see everything that I am doing. And I am so happy to be here on FUD. Colin just joined. Welcome everybody. And we're going to get started here in a couple of minutes. We got this little buffer before we go live, so I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to pop into the live stream. And I thank everybody for showing up. And let's see, Omar just joined. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. We're going to go live here in about a minute. So appreciate everybody showing up today. And we're going to get started here shortly. Have your questions ready for me, and I will hopefully have an answer that makes sense. Jade just joined. Thank you, Jade. Jade just popped in there. And so I want to just thank everybody for being here. And we are about a minute away, and then we will go live. I'm going to cover some information in the beginning, and then we'll do a Q&A session. And at the very end, please stay to the very end, because we're going to have a poll. And I'm going to take a poll at the very end to see what we can look forward to in the next live stream. So welcome to everybody. Waiting for a couple more people to pop in here. And we have a full house. That's good. That is fantastic. We had a great turnout last week. And there's my notice to go live. Let me get rid of that. There you go. Okay. Oh, got to back up. There, perfect. Okay. It is straight up 1 o'clock. Welcome to the live stream. I am a life coach. My name is Brad Richard, and we are live. It is 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have a full house, and thank everyone for being here. Today in the Life Coach Q&A session, what I want to talk about just for a few minutes, and then we'll get into Q&A. Welcome, Molly. Molly just joined as well. And I want to go ahead and cover some things pertaining to self-care and self-parenting. Now, the information that I'm about to share If it's applicable to you, use it. If it is not, please pass it on to someone else that could use it. Today I want to talk about self-care and self-parenting, more so self-parenting. And the question is, what is self-parenting? Okay, we all know somebody that you've heard say, my life is this way because of this in my past, because this happened to me, because I had bad parents. I grew up in a single parent household. We've all heard people say that, and they define their current life and where they're at based on the past and based on what they had growing up as a child. And what I teach my clients is how to begin to self-parent themselves. Self-parenting, some of you may know what this is, some of you may not. Like I said, if you know this, bear with me. If this is new information to you, then ride along with me in this little journey that we're on right now. And self-parenting is simply the opportunity to parent yourself and parent your little me, that little person inside of you, and to right any wrongs that you may have experienced in the past. And self-parenting is your opportunity to parent yourself, take care of yourself, and to create the life that you want to live. And everyone has the opportunity to do that. Self-parenting can be difficult. It can be, it has a lot to do with personal responsibility and taking 100% responsibility for ourselves and our lives. And it is also, it is a way to look at your life that you have total control of the direction of your life and how things go in your life. And our little people inside, our little me's, okay, they tend to control our lives on a subconscious level. And what self-parenting does is takes that control back on a conscious level. So consciously learning how to self-parent yourself, taking full responsibility for your life, and also taking full responsibility for everything that's happened in the past. And as a parent, you can parent your little me and into being a happier person, a more productive person, and a growth mindset person. And self-parenting skills, I believe, are extremely critical when it comes to redoing. Okay, we all get a do-over when it comes to parenting. My parents, they did the best they could, as well as yours probably did. They did the best they could with what they had to work with. Okay, but if they fell short, and if there were things in your life that you didn't get from your parents, you have the opportunity and you have the responsibility to yourself and your little person to be that parent today. Be that parent today, take responsibility, and lead that little person in the direction that you want them to go. And so that is all part of self-care. And self-care and self-parenting is all about taking care of you. If you can't take care of you, you don't have any opportunities to take care of other people as well. So it's kind of like putting on the oxygen mask on yourself first before you can help other people in an airplane. It's that story. So got a lot of likes. Got a lot of likes in the live chat. We look like 13 or 14 people, so we got a great crowd today. And so that is something that I really want you to take a look at going forward. If you ask yourself if there's things in the past that harmed you, or that have kept you back, or that have held you back from moving forward with the ultimate side hustle, your business, your dreams, your goals, look at the aspect of self-parenting. If you want help in that area of self-parenting, you can reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you with that skill set. But self-parenting is very important when it comes to self-care. They go hand in hand. And so more and more people that I come across, in America and outside of America, could really use some parenting skills on themselves, so that they can also become better parents to the children that they have um, today. So self-parenting, it's something that can be learned, and it's definitely something that you can benefit from it if you learn how to self-parent yourself and direct yourself the way a parent would direct you as a child. So that's what I wanted to cover up front. I want to open it up to Q&A. I want to open it up to questions. I appreciate all the likes in the live stream, and we are open up for questions, Q&A. So type your question in the chat room if you'd like, or you can raise your hand. You can join me live, I believe. I think FUD lets you do that. So if you'd like to join me live, or if you have a question, just ask that in the chat, and I'll try to address your question with a comprehensible answer, hopefully. So while we're waiting on questions to come in, here's Jasmine has a question here. Let me see. When I start my podcast, should I do it by myself or invite guests? I have been struggling finding guests to join. When it comes to podcasts, start off with getting your voice out there, Jasmine, getting your voice, your perspective, your personality out there. That will attract listeners as well as guests to your podcast. But just share yourself with the world, and be a servant, have a servant mindset, and just share your perspective and share your point of view and share your personality, who you are, with the world in your podcast, and the guest will follow. I have so many guest requests for my podcast, and I do turn down a lot of them because I can't take on every guest that wants to be on my podcast, because it's very time intensive to have a guest on the podcast. So I hope that answered your question. But start off with just you, and share yourself, with the world. Bernard, where did you receive your coaching certification from? I got all my certifications from Transformation Academy. They are based out of Florida. They have trained over 700,000 students throughout the world in about 150 countries. Fantastic academy, great teaching, very, very comprehensive learning, and exercises and worksheets and workbooks, and their certification programs are amazing. So yes, I did. I will follow your advice. Okay, thank you, Jasmine. Let me know how that turns out. I'd like to hear how your podcast is going, and the feedback will come. I've done my podcast for 2.5, 3 years. I'm up to 77 episodes. A lot of those episodes I had guests, and a lot of them I did not. But I do get feedback from all over the world on my podcast. So I just put myself out there, and I kind of let the flow, and I let the things come to me as the timing was right. So Bernard, I hope I answered your question on that. And congratulations on your podcast, Jasmine. And great. Yeah, let me know. Is transformation connected to ICF? I quit ICF recently. They are not with ICF. They are not accredited through ICF. There's no standardized accreditation globally when it comes to life coaching. And ICF is a accreditation. And there are life coaching courses through ICF, or that are accredited to ICF. But Transformation Academy chose not to have that accreditation. They have another form of accreditation, and I can attest that their content and their courses are absolutely fabulous. So I would encourage anybody out there, including Bernard, to check out Transformation Academy. It's a tremendous group of people, and they're providing, you know, amazing people and amazing coaches throughout the world. So check it out. Any other questions that would be in the live stream? We'll give it a couple minutes. I'd like for everyone to have an opportunity to ask questions, and I can give answers to. Let's see. Sleepy like the street. I'm looking at the website now. Thanks, Brad. You are welcome, Bernard. Okay. I hope you find it helpful. I really enjoyed being part of that group of people. So I want to thank everybody for joining. Hope just joined us. We have new people joining as the stream continues to go on. In the beginning, I talked about, if you just got here or you're just arriving, I did talk about self-care and self-parenting and how important self-parenting is when it comes to taking care of yourself. And I'd like to find out if anybody has any questions about that, questions about self-care or self-parenting. By all means, raise your hand, type it in the chat. I'll try to follow the chat the best I can and read those questions. And I'm here for all of you. I live in Texas, so I'm here for y'all. And I'd love to answer your question if you have one. So type it in the chat. And I wanted to kind of get the Q&A going here, kind of back and forth, some questions and answers about life coaching, about side hustles, about dreams, about goals, about business ownership, about your why. Do you have a big enough why? Why do you want a side hustle? Why do you want to own your own business? What is your why? Is it big enough? And is it defined? Is your why for having a side hustle, is it well defined? And is it more specific? Our whys have to be very specific. They can't be just, I want to make a lot of money. Because money will come and go. Customers will come and go. But if your why is specific enough, that will never go away. That'll never leave you stranded, for lack of a better word. So be very specific on your why and why you want this side hustle, and or why you want your own business. So definitely focus in on that. The why is very important for all of us in what we do. I have a very big why, and what led me to life coaching and led me to serving other people is the first 50 years of my life, I was a very codependent person, extremely codependent. I had no adult decision-making skills whatsoever. I had no parenting skills. I had no personal society, coping skills at all. I was very codependent, and I have since changed that in the last 9 years to become very independent and very growth mindseted, and helping other people and being a servant and giving back to other people. So let's see if there's some more questions. By all means, we have a full house in the chat room. So I know there's several of you out there that are listening to the live stream. If you have a question about life coaching, about your side hustle, about your dreams, about your self-care or your self-parenting, put it in the chat room. Just put your question in there and I'll be glad to answer it. That's what this life coaching Q&A session is all about. As we wrap up towards the end, we're going to have a poll. So I encourage you to stay to the very end because I would like your answer to the poll. And that'll be coming here in just a few more minutes. If we don't get any more questions, I'll be wrapping up the live stream here in a couple of minutes. And then we can take the poll and kind of set the stage for next week's live stream. So does anybody else have any other questions? This is a Q&A, and it is free. So Fairy Tale, like the stream. Thank you very much. If you have a question, Fairy Tale, please type it into the chat room. but this is a free Q&A from between me and you as a life coach, and obviously, there's no charge for this. So Jasmine said, let's see, my niche is no fab. Do you think my main audience should be women or men and women? Okay. I need you to explain to me what no fab is, NOFAP. If you can explain that in the chat, Jasmine, explain what that niche is. The no fab the no fap, it might be, missing in my brain. I'm not getting what that means. So let me know in the chat what that means. Okay, it's POEN and masturbation. I don't know what the first word is. That could be directed to men or women. That could be directed to men or women. The taboo addiction. If you are talking about porn and masturbation, if that's the addiction that you're talking about, I myself, she said yes. Okay, I myself had I had a pornography or a porn addiction many years ago. It was pretty severe, and I got rid of that addiction and I moved on in many different areas of my life, and that was one that taught me a lot of things about myself, and I learned that was not an addiction that I needed to make Brad or little Brad the man I was meant to be. So I was able to get rid of that addiction, and I did it with specific steps, and I did specific things to remove that addiction from my life. So yes, if that is your niche, I would address men as well as women in that area, because I do believe that area or that addiction does affect men and women alike. It is an addiction that people will tend to use to replace something that is missing within them as a person, and all that addiction is a band-aid and is a replacement for something that we're lacking. And when you get a chance, let me know, or you can let everybody know in the live chat what the name of your podcast is, and I'm sure all of us would like to check it out. So if you want to put a link in the live stream in the chat to your podcast, I would love to check out the podcast as well as everyone else, I'm sure. So you can do that. That would be awesome. Once again, I wish you luck. Congratulations for starting the podcast, and I'm sure it'll be awesome. Okay, because it's something that you're addressing, and it's definitely something that needs to be addressed because there are many people with that addiction. I'm still working on it, setting up my YouTube channel. Excellent. Okay. Let us all know if you can come back next week. Let us know how the podcast is going, and I want to put out to everybody. We're just yes, I will. Okay, thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate that. Is there anybody else? Thank you, Dr. Tachi. I think I pronounced that right. Tachi. Appreciate that. I'm glad that you're getting some good information and advice here. I really appreciate your input on that. Yes, I pronounced it perfect. Okay, great. I'm kind of a redneck from Texas, so my pronunciation may not be the best at all times, but thank you. Appreciate that. Does anybody else have any questions? The number of people in the live stream chat is increasing. It keeps going up and up. So what questions do you have in the room of me as a life coach? And it can be anything. You can type it out. You can word it any way you want to, as long as you're comfortable with asking the question. If you have a question that you're not comfortable with asking in the chat, you can reach out to me directly, and I'll be more than happy to get you an answer or point you in the right direction pertaining to your question. If you're more comfortable contacting me off the live stream with your question, that's fine. But if you are comfortable with asking a question, your question could benefit everybody that's in the chat room. Dr. Tachi says, if someone wants to get a life coach, what are some of the things they should look for qualification wise? I would look for life experience. What have they done besides life coaching? What life experience have they shared with other people and the world? Okay, how vulnerable are they? How authentic they are? And life experience is sometimes way more important than qualifications. I have a tremendous amount of life experience, and I had that life experience prior to getting my certifications and my qualifications. I did that to reinforce my knowledge and my skills and my understanding and my knowledge and my personal growth. I got my qualifications to enhance all of those things. And so looking at their qualifications, they don't necessarily need to be certified, but they should have a knowledge of life coaching and a knowledge of the different niche areas in life coaching. But my first question would be, what is your life experience? What is your story? And what are you trying to share with your clients as a life coach? So I hopefully that answers your question. Let me know in the chat if that answers your question. And good question though. Thank you very much. I appreciate that question. Anybody else? Yes, thank you. You're very welcome. That was the most direct answer I could give you, and you're welcome. I appreciate the question. The numbers in the chat are continuing to go up and up and up, and we'll just keep going as long as there are people here to ask questions and interact. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for all of you. This is for you, not for me. This is for you, and I want to make sure that everybody gets their questions answered. And I want to give of my time to all of you if you need it or request it by asking a question. So ask away. I love questions. It gives me a chance to explain and to help and hopefully give you a coherent answer. And keep in mind, any question that you may have, it can be addressed today in the live stream, or you can reach out to me either through the website, bradrichard.net, or you can reach out to me right here on FUD, and I would be glad to work with you and address your question. On a side note, I do have a 20-minute power session that is here on FUD. It is absolutely free. You can enroll in it for nothing, and you can go through my 20-minute power session that I have here as a guide here on FUD. I also have a paid guide, Your Little Me, Who Were You? And that is a paid guide that I also have on FUD, and that's more extensive, and that's a 9-step process that I actually go through all 9 steps with you, and I walk you through the process, and we get it down on paper, and we make a personal action plan for you, and we have you sign it and date it as your commitment to yourself and your little me, that you're going to follow through with these action steps and that you're going to make changes in your life. You're going to change path. You're going to change courses. You're going to change things and make things better today, tomorrow, and in the future. So that's my paid guide. You can check that out. But I would encourage you to check out the 20-minute power session. It is a guide here on FUD, and that's absolutely free. And Bernard says, thanks again for the info. I've got to go. All right, Bernard, thanks for joining. Join us next week. We'll be back next Sunday at 1 p.m. for another live session. But thanks for joining us. As I think I'm going to start to wrap up here a little bit. So I'm going to put out a poll. And if you can stay just for a second, Bernard, I'm going to put this poll out. A show of hands, a thumbs up in the chat room. I do have a 20-minute power session that I offer, If all of you would like for me to do the 20-minute power session live next Sunday at 1 p.m., give me a thumbs up or a high five, or give me your answer to that poll. So the poll would be, the question is, do you want me to perform or to run through the 20-minute power session with all of you live next Sunday at 1 p.m.? If so, we can do that, and next week's session will be the 20-minute power session, and we'll go through everything. And you can write down the statements, write down your answers, write down the answers to the questions that we're going to go through. You can do that all in private. If you want me to do that, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if that's something that you guys want to go through, kind of like a group coaching session. If you would like me to do that next week, let me know. And if we get enough people interested, I will do the live version of the 20-minute power session with all of you next week in the live session. And if we do that, before we start the session next week, I would encourage you to get a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper, because you're going to be required to write out some answers, and you're going to be required to participate in the 20-minute power session. And each question and statement in that session is timed precisely. So each step, when we get to the end, will add up to a total of 20 minutes. And I believe in my heart that at the end of that 20 minutes, if you don't feel something, then it's not right for you. But my hope is that after that 20-minute power session, that you feel something, that it brings up emotions, it brings up thoughts and ideas, and it makes you take a second thought on some things in your life. And I want you to feel something. I want it to have a effect on you, and then we can take that effect and that feeling, that emotion that you get from that session, and we can work on that, and we can move forward with that. That's the foundation. That's the first baby step in the process. So, okay. Well, any other questions? The chat is starting to drop off a little bit, which is fine. Is there anybody else that would like to give me a thumbs up or a high five in the chat if you'd like for me to do the 20-minute power session live in a group coaching session next week? If you would like me to do that, please let me know. I'd like to get several of you, answering that poll question, and I want to make sure enough people want me to do that, because I'm here to serve all of you. So if there's a majority of the people that would like that, then I will make that happen, and we will do a group power session next week on the live stream. Think about that. Give me your answer. Give me your poll answer to that question in the chat. And does anybody have any other questions? Any other life coaching questions, side hustle questions, or any questions in general? Keeping in mind what we're talking about. I don't want to go too far in the woods with something, but if you have a question, you can still type it in the chat. I'll be glad to answer it. And I think we're good. So, and it looks like there's like 2 or 3 people that answered the question if they want the live power session next week. If more of you would prefer next week is just a Q&A, and I don't go through the live group coaching 20-minute power session. If more of you would prefer that we just do a Q&A and we just talk like we did today, then you can also let me know that in the chat room as well. You're my community. You're the Fudsters here joining my live stream. So I want to hear from you, and I want to know what you need and what you can get the most out of. That's why I'm here. Dr. Tachi said either way is fine for me. Okay, great. So just let me know. And I want to be able to provide what you guys need the most. And I don't want to think that you need something that you don't, because you may not. Jasmine said either way is okay with me too. Okay, so we got a couple answers there. We could go either way. The 20-minute power session would only take up about 20 minutes of the live stream, so we might go ahead and do that next week anyway, and then we can do Q&A after the power session is done, because all of your answers are going to be private. All the answers that you write down are going to be yours, and only you are going to see them. And the feelings and emotions that come up inside of you at the end of that session, they're going to be yours. They won't be mine, and they won't be anybody else's. They'll be yours to feel and experience and to understand, and to see how that can help you moving forward. So we might still do that next week. So any other questions? There's still a lot of people. A lot of people are still. It started to go down, and then the chat came back up. So we might have some people that were joining a little late. For those of you that are joining a little late, I'm Brad Richard. I'm a certified master life coach. I specialize in forgiveness, self-care, and then transformation. It starts with forgiveness, then it starts with caring for ourselves, and then we move into a transformation or a transformational stage in our life. And so if you just joined us, that's who I am. Who's the guy talking on the live stream with the baseball cap on? And that's who I am. So if you just joined us, we're doing Q&A. If you have a question about life coaching or side hustles, let me know. Just ask it in the chat. And if not, we are probably going to wrap up. Do y'all want to wrap up? Give me a thumbs up if you want to wrap up, or a thumbs down if you want to keep going in the chat. I'm good either way. Thumbs up, okay. Thumbs up. I said thumbs up for wrapping up, and thumbs down to keep going. Jasmine's good with wrapping up. Let me know if the rest of you are good with wrapping up, or if there's anything else that you need from me or want from me, any questions that you have. I'll stay here as long as y'all want to. It is a live stream, so we can go as long as we want, I guess. But let me know if you guys want to keep going, or if you want to wrap up for this week, and just mark your calendar or hit the remind me button. I will be live next Sunday at 1 p.m. I have several live sessions going forward every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we will be back next Sunday with more Q&A and possibly a group coaching session, a live group coaching session with the 20-minute power session that I do. So looks like everybody's just kind of hanging out in the chat. I'm glad everybody's here. I would encourage you to ask a question, or if you have a statement, if you have something to say, share it with the class. You know, it's kind of like you remember when we were back in school and we got caught talking to our friends and we were in the back row. The teacher always said, hey, share with the whole class. So don't keep it to yourself. We are all Fudsters here. We're all friends here. This is the FUD community. So share it with the whole class. If you have something to say, please put it in the chat. Share what you're feeling. Share your thoughts and ideas, and or ask a question. So does anybody want to do that? Or does anybody want to raise their hand or join me? I haven't quite figured out how to bring somebody in on the live stream. I'm going to have to get a hold of, support and ask them how I do that during a live stream. But I'll figure it out because I'd love to have somebody, pop in where I could have them join me on the live stream. I'm much better talking to people one-on-one, voice to voice, mono on mono, and so that would be great. But I'll figure that out. If somebody in the live stream knows how to bring in a live participant, let me know. Let me know how that's done. I'm pretty new to FUD, and so I'm sure there's a way to do that. So, okay, folks, I think the chat numbers are going down. So for this week, I want to thank everybody for joining the live stream today, the Life Coach Q&A session. We talked about self-care. We talked about self-parenting. We answered a few questions. We talked about possibly doing a live group session next Sunday, a 20-minute power session. And so that's kind of a recap. Thanks so much, Dr. Tachi. You're welcome. Jasmine, thank you so much for joining. And I want to thank everybody before we wind down in the next minute or so. Thank you for joining my live stream. My name is Brad Richard. I'm a certified master life coach. Website is bradrichard.net, or you can contact me directly here on FUD. And we'll be back next week with another Q&A, a life coaching Q&A, and possibly a live group power 20-minute power session next week. And so until next time, I want to say take care of yourself, love your little me, because they need you more than you can imagine. So love them. Until next week, take care of yourself. I appreciate you dropping into the live stream. Really enjoyed it. And I'll catch y'all next week, next Sunday, 1 p.m. Bye for now, guys.